think every team is actually playing. We've got a couple games starting tomorrow. We've got Toronto and Halifax. That's going to be a great game to watch. We just covered Halifax last week, but I would definitely do it again. San Diego and Las Vegas, I would expect that Paul's going to want to cover Vegas because he's a Bertrand fan, but I would also expect that San Diego handily beats Las Vegas. We will see. I think this Toronto Halifax game has some big implications. It's not as much anymore that they have the unified standings versus the East, but Halifax has to start winning. Halifax definitely cannot be happy with the way the season has turned out so far. Let me see where they are. So Halifax is 2-2. Halifax is 500 right now, and right now Toronto is 3-0. Huge game. We're going to see if Toronto, they showed some flaws playing against the Riptide. Their defense is stout. I think their defense isn't the problem. What I'm wondering is if their offense is going to be able to get the goals. And I mean, that really, it's such a tough call because Halifax can definitely score. I expect Halifax to come out early. When Halifax wins, they usually have to have an early lead, and then they just kind of hold on to it. Is seems to be how it goes. Rochester Buffalo is going to be huge this weekend because Buffalo's finally getting back on board. Buffalo's Vince is looking good. They took about 5 minutes off in that last game where Colorado was able to come back. I expect the same thing to happen. I don't think Connor Fields and company will be able to do enough to stop them, so I would expect Buffalo to win that game. Saskatchewan, Philadelphia, I think the Rush finally start turning things around here. The Rush are a very good team, and they're sitting 1-3. They have like a 4 goal difference between their goals for and their goals against, which is huge. They have 4 more goals than they have goals against. So not something you would necessarily here. I'll pull that stat up. Not something you would necessarily expect for a team with a losing record to have more goals. I mean, yes, they had a big blowout. I guess you could look at it that way, but I'm expecting the Rush to get on board here and be able to beat Philadelphia. Panther City taking on New York. A lot of people. So Panther City's taking on New York, and Panther City is looked good. They've been so close in all their games. Actually, Panther City's another one of those teams. When you look at the standings, their goals for and their goals against is they have 41 goals for and 43 goals against. They are very close. This I actually expect to be a deceptively good game. I think this is the sleeper game of the weekend that people aren't going to be paying attention to, but I would guess Panther City and New York is going to be a great game. Albany and Georgia, everybody knows is going to be a great game. I'm going to be watching that one live. I will probably have to go back and watch Panther City, New York. Uh, and then San Diego, doubleheader this weekend, and they're playing Colorado. Colorado just came off the loss. They need to start turning their season around. They do this all the time, though. They're a notorious slow starter. Ryan Lee is still out. Don't expect him to come back. Connor Kelly had a few goals last time. He doesn't replace him all the way on the offense, so he gets a few goals, but he's not quite the same player with the off-ball movement that you get when you get Ryan Lee. And then Calgary, Vancouver, my main man Owen's going to watch that, so I know I'm going to be cutting that one up with him. I expect Calgary to be able to beat Vancouver. The big thing with this game is Calgary and Vancouver. This is the first time that Calgary is going to be playing their old coach. He likes to call him Mouse Molosky. That's his name, right? Kurt Molosky. Let me check. I don't want to screw it up. Yeah, Kurt Molosky. So I was right. So he likes to call him Mouse, but Kurt Molosky, first time taking on his own team. I expect this game to be a very good game. I think Vancouver has definitely come a long way since he's been with them. Calgary, same thing. They've got a new coach. Things are starting to come together. It really seemed to click last week. They had a great game last week. Thanks everybody so much for tuning in. This was the previews, and again, leave a comment. Let us know if there's any games you want to see, any highlights you guys want to see. We're going to try to really make a run at doing this. So appreciate all the support. Thanks everybody.